So body language, again, we want to make sure that you have positive language. You put all of that together. And let's work on handshakes, right? I don't know if we're going to talk about handshakes yet. No, we're going to talk about handshakes. Talk about handshakes. So when you do a handshake, your goal is to reach for the person's webbed part of the index and the thumb, okay? So they reach out like this, your goal is to compliment and reach that part. Yours is going to touch theirs, and that's how you grab. Okay, don't do this wet noodle or dead fish kind of thing where you kind of do a little hand. That doesn't work. If you do that immediately, the person may smile because they're going to project themselves positively, but that picture is already starting to form, okay? So what I want you guys to do, you two can work together, you two can go together. I want you to shoot for that web together and just do 2 handshakes, right? Boom, right. Okay, I know you guys are working out, everybody's working out, right?
Yeah, look at it too.
Right, and look at it, eye contact. So let's try it one more time, everything together. Handshake, smile, eye contact.
Look at it, eye contact.
Perfect, simple, it's easy, right? Now, one question that comes up is, how much should I squeeze their hand? I was like, look guys, I know you're working out. If you're not working out, you probably will work out soon. You're not trying to show them that you're, this overbearing, overpowering person, right? Your goal is to reciprocate the same amount of strength that they're giving you, right? So if they have a pretty firm grip, you want to kind of balance it off too, but you're not trying to overpower them. You're just trying to just give a nice firm one, okay? And that's it. Simple as that. Okay. So you have to really measure it at that particular moment. And don't try to overpower it at all. Because the last thing you know is just like, oh, I got a wet handshake and he crushed my hand? No. He didn't even look at me, right? No, right? Put that all together. So parents, definitely what you wear, how you're groomed is very, very important. Those that have facial hair, definitely you want to shave it. Or if you do have facial hair, you want to make sure it's well groomed. Now, elements of style. This is where it starts to get into the clothes. I love this piece. I like to break things down by color, cut, fit, fabric, print, and the most important piece that you bring to every situation is the right attitude, right? So let's take a look at it. You have cut, color, you have the right colors in mind. Is my outfit distracting? The fit, does it fit well? The fabric is very, very important. We come from California, we're very laid back. Baltimore, a lot colder and a lot more formal, right?
Yes.
You have to understand those differences, right? Especially when it comes to certain companies. Oh, this is huge. Facebook and Microsoft, both of them are tech companies, right? Completely different cultures. If you go to Facebook, you can probably come into an interview with just like nice pants and a nice shirt, right? Because that's the culture, very laid back, right? You go to Microsoft, they're run by probably more baby boomers and Gen Xers, but a lot more formal. So you better come in with a suit, okay? So same industry, different cultures. Understand what culture the company is, and then try to emulate it.
Research, and if you can't find that information about as far as the dress codes are, then go through the middle for a shirt and tie. You never fail with a shirt and tie.
That's right.
If you cannot afford, like for me, when I first started, I couldn't afford a suit, a jacket. My mom, she's always figuring, go to Goodwill. I don't go to Goodwill. I don't know Goodwill suit. But she says, always have a jacket. Go to the Goodwill, pay $2 or $3 for it. We didn't have any money. And, wear it to the interview. You're not going to wear it every day. You're going to an interview, right?
So now let's talk about, we talked about it conceptually. Now we're going to go through some pictures so you really understand what it looks like. So, interview suit, there's 3 types of business suits that you always bring to an interview. These are your options. Very limited for guys, but it's okay, because again, interviews are just like a 1 or 2 time thing, and then that's it. So the colors are black, navy blue, dark gray, okay?
My name is Seamus Bueller. I'm #1 in the nation for custom suit sales for Men's Warehouse. I do teach a Dress for Success class myself the last Sunday of every month. It's not mostly for graduates from high school and stuff. It's actually for people that are in the military reacclimating back to civilian life. So like Case in point, these three colors are your key components, but you can actually interchange these into something more fashionable outside of an interview, so you get the most use out of the suit that you want to wear. But for the case in point that we're doing this for interviewing and things like that, those are going to be the three that you want to go after. Don't go after light gray. Don't go after loud prints. Even though you're seeing me in a navy solid, from here, he's actually seeing the plaid that's in here. So don't show up in something that's overpowering where it takes away from your face.
So here's the interesting thing. So when I did interviews, worked with different companies, recruiters, hiring managers, what color do you think is the most preferred?
Black.
Okay, so what do you think?
Black.
What is it?
Navy blue.
It is navy blue. Believe it or not, I was surprised. I ran into someone who did wine and spirits, military, accounting, engineering. Navy blue is the color, and I think part of it, they say it's the color of trust. It's black is more designated for funerals. Yeah, funerals and weddings. And so I'm not saying that it's wrong to do black. If you have black, by all means, it's great. But if you have an option, go navy blue. Go navy blue. It's a shocking.
Well, the one thing I deal with, like with my clients on a daily basis, they come in, they say, I want a black suit. Okay, do you have a black suit? No. Oh, what are you using the black suit for? Interview? No, you're not.
No.
I cut them out because honestly, I refuse to sell a black suit unless it's for a funeral.
Mm-hmm.
Because it really drowns you down. The color is just super dull and it's morbid, I guess. I guess that's a bad analogy, but if you do something that lightens you up just a little bit, puts you on the dark side, but can lighten up your, what's what I'm trying to think of?
Word that so it's lighten up your profile. I mean, like,
There you go.
Mhm.
So you want to actually, and also skin complexion too, that's another thing too. You know, navy blue can actually accent every skin color there is. Dark brown, like, you know, a white skin, people that are on the tan side, that is actually a very neutral color to use. So if you put black against brown, it's all blending together. So navy blue is actually your key point.
And he's right, of course, and it's all about psychological.
Yeah.
When they say first impressions, you know, because we're creatures of how you look, how it makes you feel, that type of thing. So it's all psychological, guys. It's a game. Play the game, have fun with it. It is. Play the game, have fun with it. Yes, sir.
Why not dark gray?
Why not dark gray?
It's a good option. It's a good option, but I think it's just people see that as like a standard of professionalism for the interview. And so, you know, it's like, you know, so for example, when you go and play sports, for example, right? You can do Powerade, you can do Dasani water, but the normal and most popular and the most recognized sports drink is Gatorade, right? So if you're gonna go and do stuff, then you want to bring something that people recognize as the kind of quintessential kind of thing. So you do Gatorade. So it's not wrong, no, but if you have choice, go that route. Question.
If we don't have navy blue and it's out of black and dark gray.
No, it's fine.
Oh no, they're completely acceptable. They really are. I actually, when people say they want a black suit, I always turn them into a charcoal gray because that's as close to black as you're going to get without hitting it. But it gives you a lot of other color options that you can throw at it,
Yeah.
such as purples, teals, things, you know, earth tone colors that you wouldn't necessarily really get away with black. So a dark gray is very versatile as well. It's just still really on the darker side. It doesn't kind of lighten you up a little bit. That's all.
And we're just giving you a high level stuff
Yeah.
too. I know what you're talking about contrast, this color contrast. We can talk about that later.
There we go.
But definitely I understand. So see here. So now let's go through a couple one. Suits, what type of suits you should wear. So here it is. There's the one button, which is probably more of a tux. You don't want to do that. You want to do either 2 or 3 button, right? And if you start doing 4 and 5 button, you start looking like Steve Harvey in the 90s. You want to avoid that, right? But when you're applying for an interview, it's a different tone. So don't be misled by those examples as the generalized understanding of what professionalism is.
Suits are an investment. They really are. They do, I mean, you do spend money on them, but these are something, if you treat that garment correctly, it's going to treat you well throughout time. Also, it's also the fit.
Yeah.
One thing, go to any Men's Warehouse. We are always available for a fitting. It doesn't cost you anything. If you guys want to go in and find out what your next size is, what size shirt to wear, what size jacket you are, they'll write it down on a little card and you take that, put it in your pocket. And if our prices don't complement what you guys can do, like they said, there's other options out there.
Now it comes to fabrics, right? So there's wool, there's silk, there's cotton, there's rayon. I think that's a 90s thing. We don't do rayon no more.
Rayon.
So later polyester and knits and stuff. But I think usually for suits, depending on where you are too. I think on the East Coast they're more like wool, which is like a warmer kind of thing. It keeps the heat in it. When it comes to ties, the main thing that you want to do is you want to avoid gimmicky stuff. 2 examples, horrible examples. There is a student, my first day of the job, when I was at Cal State San Bernardino, there was a job fair during the holiday season. And this student came in with this tie that had like Santa Claus and stuff like that on it. And he was like, "Oh no, yeah, this is." I tried to pull him up the side. I was like, "Look, man, I got a tie. I will give you my tie. I don't think you can run in with that tie, and people are gonna, take you seriously." And he was like, "No, this is my personality, and you know what? If they don't like my tie, then maybe I don't want to work for them." And I was like, "You're gonna be without a job. That's right. I guarantee you that, because what's gonna happen is people are gonna come in, and it will be a talking point." But it's going to be the wrong conversation for a very serious situation, right? So you want to avoid that and bring something that's more formal, right? And you can have solids, paisleys are cool, the ones that have the different little spinning things. I think stripes are good. And even if you are going to a school the school has its own particular tie, I would even shy away from that too, because that's like a hit or miss. I think the best tie is gold. I think gold goes with anything and everything, right? If you want to have like a different color, like a blue or a red or something, okay, just know that in some places there is a language to ties, right? And like black is like power. I think red is kind of power or like aggressiveness or something like that. Blue is safe, right? It's warm, it's inviting. Gold is more like, the word that comes to me is like classic, honorable, and traditional in a sense, right? Which are very, positive ways that people look at you, right? You don't want to sway them either way, but that's one thing I would highly stress. The other story is there was a student that he grew up and he had a nickname, and his nickname was Bugsy. Right? So he wore a tie, Bugs Bunny. Right? People interviewed him. They came back to us and said, "We like this person. This is great. We don't know if he's going to fit in our culture because he has a Bugs Bunny on his tie." He was smart. He knew how to interview, but he wasn't a fit because he went that nonverbal outside of the range. Right? They were ready to hire him, but they stopped because of the tie.